Good morning, Empowered Badass Breeders. I wanted to talk about 3 green flags when choosing a client to work with for the life of your dog. These are 3 things that I'm like, green flag, or red flag, when deciding to take a reservation fee or deposit, whatever you want to call it. Okay, number 1 is how realistic are they? Are they realistic about the breed, number 1, and what they're looking for? Are they realistic about the puppy? You know, it could be something as simple as, I've gotten emails or potential clients request, they want a dog that doesn't bark. That's a red flag for me because dogs bark. Some absolutely bark more than others, and then I have that conversation with them. But just overall, are their expectations realistic? And if they are, that's definitely a green flag for me. Number 2, are they flexible in their timing, gender, color? I'm not saying they have to be. Like I tell my clients, I want them to get everything they want: color, gender, temperament, personality, timing. If I could make it all happen for them, great. But I also want to know, are they flexible in options as far as temperament, color, gender? It's just nice to know there's a little bit of flexibility. Even things that go as far as clients that resist every little thing you do, like the dog food you send them home on. I'm not even saying they have to stay on it, or my recommendations for spay or neuter. Now, everybody can have their own opinion. If I'm getting pushback already and it seems a little pissy, that's a red flag for me. If they're that opinionated and unflexible, red flag. And number 3 is patience. How much patience do they have initially when working with them? If they're frustrated about, it takes me 24 hours to reply to an email, if they're not patient about when puppies could come, if they're not patient about, because I don't know how many puppies will be in a litter yet, or I don't know when a mom will cycle, and I can't guarantee pregnancy, and how many males, how many females, all of those kind of things. If there's already a lack of patience, that's a red flag to me. So ideally, 3 things that I love in my clients are flexibility, realistic expectations, and patience. So think about those things when you start vetting your clients for your puppies. 3 tips for customer service, because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, we are customer service agents, as well as the other 1,001, 1,001 other things that we have to do. So here's just 3 quick tips. Jot these down. Sorry, this hair's like right across my face. It's driving me nuts. Hold on, I can't focus on 2 things. Let me fix the issue. Okay, jot these 3 things down, and just remember it when you're. Oh my gosh, I should. This is what makes me have to redo videos. It's fine if it just wouldn't be right across my face. There. Anybody else having a bad hair day? That's why it's usually pulled back. For crying out loud, what's a girl supposed to do around here? I'm gonna pull it out. All right, there we go. Took care of that. There. Fix my crown. Just pull my hair out. It's fine. Everything's fine here. Let's talk about your great customer service skills. Number 1, you have to reply quickly. When people are shopping for a puppy, especially right now when there's so many options, they're not just emailing you. So don't think that that's the case. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not specially chosen unless you are referred, and even then they could be emailing other people. So we're not specially chosen ones. We are one among many. Today's a day, let me tell you, we're one among many. So be fairly quick at replying to emails. If that means you have to start checking it 3 times a day, you just might have to right now. And especially if you have puppies on the ground you need to sell, timeliness really does matter. Number 2, use their name. I know it seems silly, but this is something too I've tried to teach my kids, and something I've worked on. When people are wearing their name tag, no matter where they're working or what capacity they're working on, I will always use their name. Like, thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Sean. Have a good day, Ted. And so my kids used to like, how'd you know their name? I'm like, it's on their name tag. Use their name. I taught my kids the same thing. I think it's really important to acknowledge people by their name. It helps start building a connection. It immediately makes people feel better. You took the time to look and see what their name was and reply, hey, Connie, how's it going? Thanks so much for your email. So use their name. Number 3, acknowledge something they said. Here's where we, again, build a connection. This is what will help people trust you because you're being genuine, be authentic, be real, care about these connections you make with your clients. I mean, it's one of the most special gifts I have to say in this whole breeding business for me is some of the people that I've met along the way that were my clients that have become truly God's gift to me through the avenue of my dogs. What a blessing. And so acknowledging something they said, and unfortunately a lot of times it's they just lost a dog. Acknowledge that. Talk about that. Apologize or whatever that looks like for you. Be authentic and real. This is not the time for templated emails. I talk about that later. We can do that later when we're getting them ready to bring home their puppies, when we have to make sure we cover a lot of information. I template those emails, but this initial connection, this first time talking to somebody, and then you can always jump on a phone call as well, which can be really, really beneficial. So anyway, 3 quick tips. Just keep this easy, but it has a really nice impact to really build a connection. Connection does usually translate to a buyer. Buyers turn into referrals or repeat clients. See, it's all just such a beautiful thing. And sometimes along the way, you'll make connections with clients that are even far more meaningful. So, timeliness, be quick about it. Lickety split, get on there. 2, use their name. And 3, acknowledge something they said to you to really start building that connection. I want to talk about 2 things that are really important, and I guess you would say marketing. So I know websites and SEO and social media and all of that is really important, especially when there's so many scammers now. Like, we're just expected to step things up, work harder, spend more money, work smarter because of scammers. And this is the reality. We're all there, okay? But there's 2 things I feel like we forget to talk about because we do get stuck so much in all the marketing language on how to differentiate your program, how to make you stand out. And those 2 things for me have been connection, making a true connection with your clients. Be careful the templated emails, the AI language. I get that's really helpful once you get deep into a litter that you can template emails out to make sure they're caught up. Here's the food they're on, all those details, right? But that initial connection, you should be using their name back in the email. Dear Susan, thank you for reaching out. I'm so sorry to hear about, and then acknowledge something they said. A lot of the time they've lost a dog, and really try to make that connection. Remember, when they email you, they've emailed 5, 10, 15, 20 other breeders. So be timely, be real, make that connection if you can. The second is community. Really try to, this one can be tough, especially if you're introverted. It's tough for me, I'm gonna be honest, it's a challenge. I'll try to shy away sometimes, but I'm bringing this up specifically today because I'm going to a career day at a local elementary school as a author, dog trainer, and breeder, and so being involved in your community. If you have dogs, as much as possible, sorry, Sam, I'm trying to do 500 things today because I'm on a tight time crunch. I've got of course, my gym and my Starbucks run and the post office run, and then career day, and then we have puppy evaluations because I have puppies going home this weekend. So as much as you can, get involved with your community. If you can get even one dog that meets kind of therapy dog, if this is your, I should always say, if this is so many follow me because this is also their same passion: therapy facility, service dogs, dogs that heal people's hearts. So I'm just assuming that if you're breeding something else, if you're breeding protection, ranch, farm, you know, then reach out to your community in a different way, or figure out what that looks like for you, or get into competitions, get into agility, whatever. Get yourself out there in a different capacity. That's, I guess, the point, in your community. So if you're doing therapy facility, something like that, try to get one of your parents or two that you could bring to visit, you know, a veterans event, a long-term care facility in your area. Call the school and ask them, do they have a career day? Put a little bit of time in to see where your dog can have an impact. You might be really surprised. Just start putting that in people's ear, planting the seed. Where could this dog be beneficial? Even if it's just one dog. One dog can make a tremendous difference. You're giving back to your community. You're fulfilling your purpose. And then the third is your marketing, and that's invaluable. So those are my 2 tips today, is connection and community, as I thought about ways to set yourself apart in this really oversaturated market, in this really entitled breeder market. We'll talk more about that. And in this really, well, it's always been tough to be a breeder, and with the isolation. So looking at all of those things, what can set you apart from all the other noise that's happening right now? So stay true to you, your mission, your purpose, your authentic self, and your dogs.